Hello there. Welcome back to No Manual Needed podcast, where we navigate adulthood without a guidebook. I am your host, Anita Habiri, and today we are tackling a topic that makes a lot of people sweat. This week's topic is about asking for a raise. Many young people and women don't ask for raises even when they absolutely deserve one. A study from PayScale found that only 37% of people ever ask for more money, and women are 19% less likely to negotiate than men. That's leaving thousands on the table over a career. There was also another survey that was done by Glassdoor that says nearly 60% of people don't negotiate their starting salary, most of them young adults and women. And the wild part is 80% of those who ask at least get something. Another study indicated that a significant portion of Kenyan women, around 93%, did not negotiate their salary offers. This figure is further supported by other research, which suggests that only 7% of women negotiate their salary offers. While there is no specific data provided for young people in the survey, the general trend points towards a reluctance to negotiate salary, especially among women. Today we're going to have a difficult conversation about raises. I'm here to urge you to ask for that raise if you feel like you are doing more than you should be doing and you are happy to continue doing it and you wish to be compensated for it. Ask for that raise. The worst they can say is no. Let's talk about it. Why don't people ask for a raise or negotiate for salary? Most people, even during interviewing and onboarding, don't know that it's an option. They can negotiate for a better salary. Or even if you feel like you're at a point in your career where you have gained more skills, you have gotten more responsibilities from your key responsibilities that were given you during the start of your employment, you can actually ask for more compensation. So let's find out why people don't ask for raises. Number one, we have fear of rejection. What if they say no? Most likely they're going to say no, but it doesn't kill to ask. They might say yes, it's good to try. Number two, lack of confidence. They feel like they don't have enough experience for them to ask for the raise. Not knowing your worth, you don't have any idea what the market pays. But you see, companies expect you to negotiate. They give you a starting, but they expect you to negotiate. If you don't ask, they won't just hand you the money. So let's be employees who ask. Let's be people who ask. I'd rather ask and they tell me no than not ask and they were probably waiting for me to ask to gain more. Let's talk about how we can ask for a raise. How to ask for a raise. I have made a salary negotiation and self-assessment checklist, which will be able to guide you. So we'll go through it, but I'll also share the templates. I hope there is a provision for me uploading a document because it's a PDF document. So the first thing you need to do is do your research and preparation. Research industry salary benchmark. You can use PayLab Kenya. Look at your role, the description, skills required, experience, and salary of different companies, and then find the average and see whether it's where you lie or you need a raise. So you can use PayLab Kenya, you can use Glassdoor, you can use PayScale, you can use salary surveys, you can use reports and professional networking websites. The other thing, still on research and preparation, you have to document your achievements and their impact on the company. I would encourage you to have a brag book, a brag document where you record all your achievements. When you are handling a project and then a colleague or your supervisor or your manager sends you an email telling you of how well you did, how exemplary you are in the project. I need you to screenshot it, create a Google Drive folder, and upload it there so that it can be saved in the cloud. Also, I need you to keep track of all the work that you do. And I want you to do this while you're working, because most of us, like, we have achievements and we don't note them down. Then we wait by the end of the year when they are doing performance review is when you're starting to remember what it is that you achieved. Some things will be lost because you won't remember everything. So I want you to note down. So I want you to keep track of all the work that you do. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Trying to remember what you did in December from January, you're not going to remember most of the work. And that is how you lose data. And data is crucial when it comes to matters like asking for a raise. Or even when you have gotten a new job and you want to show that you are valuable to the company. If your firm makes metrics report or analytics, or if there are positive feedback from clients, also I need you to record them down and add them to your brag book, your brag document, and also in your Google Drive where you created the folder. Still on the research and preparation stage, I need you to also note down how your role or your position has changed since your last raise or since you began your employment in that firm. Also include how you've contributed to the company since you've been their employee. And every time you gain new responsibilities from what your job description was, I need you to note it down. And any skills that you've acquired, note it down together with the new responsibilities that you've gained, together with everything that you've said you need to add to your brag book. All of these things will help you not just when you're asking for a raise, but when also you want to join a new company and you want to negotiate for a better pay, or you want to show the value that you're bringing to this new company. Aside from that, I need you to identify your unique skills and differentiators, something that sets you apart in the company. And you also need to understand the company's financial health. Is the company doing great? How is your manager? Is your manager or your boss undergoing stress at the moment? How is your performance as at that time? Make sure that your performance is good, the company is doing well, and they're in a position to offer you the raise if they see it fit. After you've gained all that, now you're able to determine your desired salary range with the supporting data that you have just listed. The other thing you need to do is crafting the conversation. Schedule a dedicated meeting to discuss your compensation. Don't just ambush your manager. You need to let them know prior that you need to discuss with them some matters. And timing is very key. Make sure that during this time that you want to ask for a raise, they are not laying off people in your company and the organization is very healthy. And this will be good if you're doing it during performance appraisal or close out after performance appraisal. So this is how you should go about asking for the raise. Number one, express appreciation for your role and the opportunities. Present your case with evidence, data, and market research. And then you need to articulate your desired compensation clearly and confidently. Be open to feedback and maintain professionalism. Let's do an example of how you can have a conversation about it. Make an appointment to ask for a raise, even if your expectation isn't that you're not going to get it. At least ask for it, because that sets you up for the next meeting where you'll likely be able to get the raise. So the smartest thing to do is walk in with a list of responsibilities when you started at the company, and also the list of things that you've taken on since you started, and simply make the boss aware that you have a lot more responsibilities. You are delighted to take it on. Give me more, but I'd like to be compensated, and name a number you'd like. for the compensation. Most young people and women, they work up to the point where they ask for a raise. You just straight up and say, I'd like to get a raise. But what most men do, they will walk up and they'll say, I'd like to get a raise. I'd like it to be around 10 to 15%. And they are straight up. No beating around the bush, no stuttering. Just lay it out and wait for feedback. If you don't get the raise, you have to ask, what would merit a raise? So that next time when you are going, you have what it takes for you to get that raise. Let's talk a scenario where you have been given an offer from another company and you want to let your company. You can say that I have a great offer. I love working here and I plan to stay, but it brings on the table my question, what do you think my prospects here in the future might be? This is not insulting, it's not threatening. This will make your boss feel like you love working in the company, you enjoy working in the company, you are loyal to them, and you still want to continue working with them. This will make the boss want to measure up to you, and your boss will think of how they can push you ahead if they value you. And the other thing is, you must be valued and appreciated to be promoted. Your boss has more to do with your future than the company you are working for, your responsibilities, and everything else. If they love you, they will push you ahead. Some bosses don't even need you to ask. Some bosses see that these are my valued employers and they want to keep you. They will raise your salary even without you asking. They will, because employees will kill for you if you can treat them with that kind of reverence and respect, and prove it by paying them more. They will be loyal to you forever and they will kill for you. Employers who see your value, they will push money, they will push recognition, whatever they have, opportunities, even more valuable than raises, bonuses, whatever it takes to make you feel you are loved in the company. And that is what everybody wants in their workplace, to feel loved and to have their employees advocate for them, to get bonuses, to get new opportunities, to get raises, to be given recognition. How do you know if your boss values you? From the response when you ask or you tell him that you have an opportunity elsewhere. If they respond with, well, I am happy to hear about it, but we pay you fairly and you have good responsibilities and we're pretty happy. So do what you want or something like that. I will know that I am not valued in this company and I would rather take the other job. Because one thing you must be in any position you are is you must be valued and appreciated in your company for you to be promoted or for your boss to advocate for you. And if you feel like you are underpaid, there's a good chance you are underpaid. And the idea of asking a raise is daunting to say the least, but remember it's not personal but only professional, because this is how it works. You give your time and your skills to the company and they give you money. So it is a transactional relationship. And remember, you're not asking for your favor. You're not asking for any favors, but you're asking your boss to adjust your contract to be properly compensated for the value that you're bringing to the company. And the worst thing that's going to happen again is that they will say no. Okay, so after you have crafted your conversation, you need to practice your pitch. You need to script and rehearse what you're going to say so that you don't mess up on anything and so that you don't say the wrong thing. What should be contained in the pitch? The first thing that should be in your pitch is acknowledgement. Acknowledge them and your role. Tell them how much you've enjoyed working at the company. Thank them for sitting down with you. Acknowledge that they're busy, but you appreciate them making the effort to make time and have a conversation with you. Number two, list all your value and accomplishments. By now, like what you bring to the company. and your accomplishments so far. The third thing is clearly make the ask. Go straight to the point because, truth be told, people are busy and work doesn't stop. They probably need to do something else, so just go straight to the point. Let me go through a draft that I wrote that you can use to guide you when drafting yours. Customize this to fit your description and make sure you cover all the bases. An example is, I've been working here for a little over a year now, and I've been thrilled with all the projects I've been able to work on. Our ad revenue is at 15%, and our newsletter has grown by more than 250,000 subscribers as a direct result of the projects I have had. In the past year, I have also gained new project management skills that allow me to perform this job at a higher caliber than when I first started. I am also managing an intern now. Considering all this, in the current market average, for some of my skill set, I'd like to discuss an adjustment to my salary and leave it at that. Be silent and see how they'll react because this is an opening up for a conversation. Okay, let's do a little hot take. This or that. This or that. Is it better to ask in person or over email? I think it's better to ask in person, or if your management is not around, on a Zoom call, because in person it's harder to say no. On an email, it gives them time to think. This or that. Should you threaten to quit if they say no? No, I don't think you should threaten to quit, but only if you're ready to walk and leave the job. Like I said before, employer should not feel threatened or insulted. You have to maintain professionalism. Here is a pro tip. A great negotiating technique is to use a no-facing question. Instead of saying, can I have a 5% raise? And then they can say no, because people like to say no. Psychology says people like to say no because it makes them feel safe. So instead, you can say, would a 10% raise be out of the question? And they can still say no because it makes them feel safe, but they're actually saying yes. It's like you're tricking them into saying yes. That's psychology for you. Pro tip number 2, saying a very specific number, especially an odd number, for some reason tricks people into saying yes. So instead of saying, I don't know, 8,000, say, according to my research, I found that a salary of 48,300 will be fair. You get? The other thing is you need to be ready to negotiate. The likelihood of your boss saying yes, you've got your raise, is probably not gonna happen. What they are going to say is, thank you for bringing this to me, and they're going to talk it with HR or finance, and they can figure it out. And what the HR and the finance are going to do is figure out how they can give you the lowest raise. And I need you to advocate for yourself, keep pushing, follow up. Nothing is going to happen if you don't follow up. You'll find that when you're following up, the finance will say, I didn't get the email, or the HR will be busy with work because let's face it, work continues. Work doesn't stop after you asked for a raise. So you have to keep following up. And then you need to have in mind that it's not going to be the number one priority. They'll even maybe actually forget about it until you follow up again. Yeah, so you can follow up with an email, have everything in writing. If you don't get a response after a week, if they say there is nothing they can do, they can't give you a raise at the moment, ask when you can rediscuss the matter. Suggest, can we rediscuss this in 90 days? If they agree, send them a calendar invite for 90 days from now that says compensation conversation, and you want to make sure you follow up, make sure you are pestering them because the squeaky wheel gets the grease. If in 3 months you've gone to them and they say no and you feel like you are underpaid, leave the company. It's not going to change, like the opinion is not going to change, and they probably don't value you if they don't give you an alternative. And keep in mind, you can also negotiate for bonuses or leave development stipend, title upgrades. And remember, even a no can be a start of a yes if you handle it with clarity and class. The other thing that you need to know when negotiating is ask for double of what you expect to get, because most of the time they'll meet you in the middle. Raises go to 3 to 10% or 10 to 15%. Okay, let's bring it home. What are your key takeaways from today's episode? You have to know your worth. Don't just hope that they notice. People are busy, people have a lot on their plate. They also have their performance reviews that they need to do. So nobody's going to focus on you. Maybe the HR is going to, but you need to know your worth. And like what I said, make sure you note down every achievement, every milestone in your brag document or your brag book. Also, we'll talk about this some other time, but you need to have a brag book for your personal life. Aside from your career, you need to have a personal brag book. A brag book helps boost your confidence. You need to prep your numbers and examples like a boss. Have the data. If you did a project that, let's say from it you gained 10,000 customers, make sure you have that noted down. Make sure to ask clearly, calmly, and unapologetically. If this episode gave you life, forward it to your friend who's always complaining about being underpaid. We don't keep over here. Email us. Our email address is normanual9@gmail.com. And until next time, speak up, ask for more, know your worth. And if they act funny, go get employed somewhere else. And with your value and accomplishments that you have clearly stated down, it will give you a greater chance of getting an opportunity somewhere else. Till next time. Bye bye.